Hey guys, this is day 4 on ice as an adult beginner. I'm super behind on posting these, but here we go. I finally got up the courage to film myself. I couldn't figure out the logistics before, but I realized I could just prop my phone up on these stone pillars and pray no one would steal my phone. Obviously nothing too exciting here since I'd only been skating 4.5 to 5 hours at this point, and I was just trying to get comfortable moving forwards. Oh look, I'm practicing forward strokes. I didn't realize forward stroking was a basic 3 element, because how else are you supposed to move forward? It took me so long just to get around one time, and I took several breaks on the wall, which the fitter did recommend since they're new skates. And then, oh, look at that, I started practicing 2-foot spins on day 4. Surprisingly, I did manage to get half to a full rotation, even though my form was terrible. I just wanted to do something fun and different, I guess, so I kept trying a few 2-foot spins. Then as it was time to leave the ice, I wanted to feel my feet so I could see whether I was turning them out properly. Then this person crashed right in front of me, which was super scary. Then I got off the ice and I wanted to do that super aesthetic thing I see figure skaters do where they wipe off the ice with their finger, so I did that. Also did proper skate care and of course had to watch the Zamboni. Hey guys, this is day 5 on ice as an adult beginner. I chose the worst angle to film at, so I don't have loads of footage from this day. Still just working on being comfortable moving on the ice. I felt like I was flailing everywhere all the time, and I was so stiff and constantly stomped my foot down when I pushed. Here I was trying to make more effort with my arms, because all the tutorials I watched always said to have your arms out like that. And then I decided to try filming down the length of the rink instead, which kind of worked, but then all the people behind me covered me, as you can see here, and I only did it for a couple minutes. So that's pretty much it for this day. Bye! Hey guys, this is day 6 on ice as an adult beginner, and day 1 of being at a new rink. Or should I say ribbon, because the other rink I skated on for the first 5 days closed. It was kind of easier to practice here because I could stop at any point that was less congregated, wait for people to pass, and then practice in my own little space instead of always having to keep moving. But it was also harder to practice because of the various uphill and downhill sections, which easily threw my beginner self for a loop. But anyway, with the newfound space to practice, I tried to work on stopping because my current method of body slamming the wall didn't seem very efficient. I'd been struggling with the snowplow stop until I realized I'd been using my inside edge when I needed to use my outside edge. Although my friend who got it much quicker than me said she used her inside edge, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And then, like all things, I went back and forth from being able to do it and not being able to. I kept working on forward stroking, or at least what I believed was forward stroking. Jeez, who knew it was this hard? Oh yeah, and then I had my daily fall. Another backwards one. Yikes. That's all for day 6. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 7 on ice as an adult beginner. I'm going to be trying all the skills in adult 1. First was falling and recovery, so this fall was on purpose. And not my best recovery, but I fall all the time, so I think I'm already an expert. Next up was marching, which I've never really gotten, but I think I managed to do it pretty well here. I even got into a little bit of a 2-foot glide there. After that was basic 2-foot glide, super easy, super simple. They're actually kind of fun, but like everything else, I do still kind of suck at them. But I can do them in a little turn, even if my ankle is severely pronating. Then I did 4 to 6 lemons or swizzles. I say 4 to 6 because I did 6, but only 4 were decent. Also, I noticed that I'm not bending my knees as much as I thought I was. I tried to do them back uphill, but I only managed a spotty 2. Then I tried the rocking horse, which is just 1 forward lemon and 1 backward lemon, and that went, well, I'm not really sure. Honestly, watching these back, I just see all the problems with my swizzles. My knees were not as bent as I thought they were. My toes were not coming close together as they should, and occasionally I'd kind of just get stuck halfway through the swizzle and not be able to complete it. However, I noticed I had a little bit more success when my swizzles were wider versus when they were kind of narrow. I didn't end up being satisfied with this one, even though I kind of looked like a frog. Then I moved on to dips, which I actually think I did pretty well. And I even ended up accidentally doing one in a circle, so technically I kind of did a sit spin, right? I did it a few more times for repetition's sake, and honestly I think it's just telling me I should start learning how to sit spin. Anyway, I tried to get even lower, which being tall probably would require me to have a wider stance, because long femurs, you know? Anyways, then I moved on to the final element, which is the snowplow stop, which I executed pretty well with my right foot. Then I tried to do it with both feet and almost fell over the railing, so I also tried to do it with my left foot, but that didn't really work out, and it really never has. So those are all the adult one skills. My feet were hurting and my self-esteem damaged, so I sat down. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 8 on ice as an adult beginner. Now that I can pretty much do everything in adult 1, I've got to start working on adult 2. And of course, still need to practice forward stroking. I'm going to say that every day until day 30. I started out giving 1 foot glides a go, just lifting each foot really quickly off the ice. Today must have been a really good day though, because I hit the spam button on practicing 2 foot spins. It was just 2 foot spin after 2 foot spin after 2 foot spin. I mean, they weren't great at all, and not all of them can even count as spins. At first, I would try to spin clockwise and counterclockwise because I wanted to spin clockwise, but most skaters spin counterclockwise. But today was the day that I suddenly lost my ability to spin counterclockwise or to attempt to spin counterclockwise. I just suddenly couldn't remember how to turn, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, out of the whole day, I think I only got 1.5, maybe 2 rotations. So, bye! Hey guys, it's day 10 on ice as an adult beginner and day 50 million of practicing forward stroking. I discovered this trick where I'd sit down on the railing that was pretty low and then push off from there, trying to keep my knees as bent as they were when I was sitting, and I don't know why they always feel way more bent than they end up being. But good news, today was the day I started feeling like I wasn't gonna fall every 10 seconds. I tried to experiment with lifting my leg into a landing position, but that was an instant nope. I didn't realize it would be this terrifyingly hard to just lift my foot. I was getting a little bit more comfortable with backwards lemons too. No more toe pick dragging here. I also decided to be a little bit crazy with my free leg positions on the 1 foot glides. This dumb little bug also tried what I thought was a bunny hop, but after my toe pick once again tried to murder me, I realized I needed to slow down. Or did I? Again, I now know that these are not bunny hops, but at the time I thought they were. Also got that daily fall. I have no idea what I'm trying to do here. Oh, now that I think about it, I might have been trying to do a lunge. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 11 on ice as an adult beginner. Despite still looking like a malfunctioning robot on wheels, I'm starting to understand how people do this for a living. Day 11 wasn't super element heavy, just skating around and trying to be comfortable, going with the downhill. This might have been the first day I didn't fall. Or maybe that was day 12. Yes, forward stroking is still eluding me, but hey, I'm skating forwards without toe pick pushing. I mostly just worked on 1 foot glides because skating on 1 foot is so important in figure skating, and they are getting a little bit better. I'm holding them a tiny bit longer, and I almost lifted my foot in the landing position. Also, the ice wasn't great because as you can see, there was a bit of snow. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 14 on ice as an adult beginner. You see, forward stroking, okay, I'll shut up about it, but there's a tiny bit more extension. Your girl just figured out 1 foot glides and is already trying them on a circle. What can I say, I get bored easily. The outside edge was much scarier than the inside edge, and my form was absolutely atrocious. Moved on to practicing backwards skating because that's very important in figure skating. My lemons are getting wider. Oh my gosh. The 2 foot turn. 2 foot turns were, and still low-key kinda are, my worst enemy and kept me from finishing adult 2 for so long. At first, I couldn't turn in place, and I would just, curve, but then I'd do the turn and come to a complete stop instead of continuing backwards, which is my current problem here. Trying to do them with any real speed would result in instant death. Oh, down she goes. Hey, that's the first time I hit my face. Also, I almost got my counterclockwise spin back, but sadly no. Oh wow, second fall of the day, and I got them both on camera. Okay, bye. Hey guys, it's day 15 on ice as an adult beginner. My forward stroking still isn't pretty, but I think it's only improving. I'm getting more of the side-to-side motion. 1-foot glides are also a little bit better. Look at that, I'm improving. Today I tried forward slaloms, which is another thing that took a while to get. It's just such an odd motion for me, and I clearly didn't know what to do with my upper body. With 2-foot spins, I'm still having trouble just lifting that foot into the landing position. But, and I was super excited about this, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I tried that one figure skating trend where they start off ice and then it transitions to on ice, and they do a spin that goes with the music? Anyways, as I was jokingly doing that, I performed the most beautiful 2-foot spin I had ever done, and honestly, I don't think I've performed one this pretty looking since. I even got complimented. It was probably just the arms and how smooth it felt. I was on my rocker the whole time, but yeah, that was a real highlight for me. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 17 on ice as an adult beginner. I ramped up the training on 2-foot turns, and I wanted to die. They're just so ridiculously hard, and for what? I think it might just be that the rocker is a tricky place to balance. I kept working on backwards skating as well, so I wouldn't have to keep doing backwards lemons all the time. It was Saturday, so the ice was rough, and there were a lot of people everywhere. Luckily, 2-foot turns and backwards skating were something I could do along the barrier. I finally got to lifting my leg into a landing position. It's obviously not great, but the leg is in the air. And a little slalom practice to finish off. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 18 on ice as an adult beginner. I was appalled at how beautiful the ice was today. I mean, look at that. Maggie Daly's never been so smooth. Of course I had to start with forward stroking. Oh, and my new favorite move, the hockey glide. Anyways, I was just enjoying this gorgeous ice so much, I even decided to ruin my day with 2-foot turn practice. I really attacked it today, just so frustrated that I still couldn't do it. It seemed like such a simple thing that I just wasn't getting. At some point, I moved on to practicing 1-foot glides on my imaginary circle, and if it hasn't already, this will become my favorite drill. Oh my gosh, my very first attempts at a spiral. I was just skating around on my pretend circle, and then I thought, why don't I try spirals? It's like balancing on one leg. I can balance on one leg. And another sign I need to work on proprioception, because why did I think my leg was so much higher? Bye! Hey guys, it's day 19 on ice as an adult beginner. About halfway through the session, I decided to try something I'd never done before. A 2-foot turn across the ribbon. If you've seen the previous days, you'll notice I'd always go along the ribbon. But since it's full of uphills and downhills, maybe that's what's hindering my 2-foot turn progress. However, it's pretty flat going across, so I tried them that way and bam, instant improvement. The only problem that remains is I'm not turning my shoulders and head before turning my feet. Had to practice some kooky 1-foot glides, of course. And then before the session ended, I moved into trying 2-foot spins. Let's just say it wasn't a good spin day. The toe picks were catching, the rotation wasn't there, the arms were swinging. And there was a ridiculous amount of people for a Tuesday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., so I didn't even really get that many spins in. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 20 on ice as an adult beginner. Today was not a great day, I just didn't know what to do. I was only there for an hour and 15 minutes and spent pretty much the entire time wishing I had a coach. It might have been the quality of the ice, because when I fell, lucky me, on both sides, I ended up very wet. Also, there were leaves on parts of the ice. After skating my pretend circle, I went back to struggling on 2-foot turns, which made the day worse. But hey, the ice literally had water on it, so we'll blame it on that. Luckily, I did a bunch of hockey glides, which I find so much fun, especially doing them on the downhill sections of the ribbon. Although I feel like I look a little odd doing them, maybe they'll look more natural as I work on them. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 21 on ice. I've crossed 25 hours, and I'm gonna be trying all the skills in adult 2. First off was forward skating across the width of the ice, which I did easily, but the ribbon isn't as wide as a normal rink, so I did go back and forth a few times. Next was forward 1-foot glides on the right foot and the left foot, and again, I think I did these really well. They've come a long way since I first started practicing them. And funny enough, I can actually balance on my left foot a little bit better than my right foot. Next were slaloms, which I've really struggled with and definitely used the downhill to cheat. But I did try them going back uphill too. They're definitely nowhere near perfect, but for all intents and purposes, we'll say I can do them. Then I did some backwards skating, which is definitely still a little trippy, but hey, I can do it. Alright, we're almost done. Next is 4 to 6 backwards swizzles, and let me just say, I was super proud of my lemons. To me, they felt better, they were wider, and I don't think my toe picks were dragging like they usually would when I tried backwards lemons. I easily cleared the 6, and I even did more because I wanted to. And finally, the beast that kept me from completing Adult 2 for so long, the 2-foot turn. It's driven me mad for so long, but today was the day where I was finally like, nah, I can do this. So far, only forwards to backwards and not backwards to forwards, but that's good enough for now. So finally, I can check off all the skills in Adult 2. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 22 on ice as an adult beginner. It was Saturday, so of course, people everywhere. I had to really wait and watch to make space for my imaginary circles. Good news is I've finally gotten 2-foot turns. Oh, perhaps I've spoken too soon. Just kidding, I'm in an okay place with them, and every now and then I pull out a really good one. Today was the day I thought I started to look better, but maybe I'm deluding myself. I went back to practicing one-footed things, and let's just say I'm loving it. Although again, due to the crowdedness, it was really hard to practice my pretend circle, so I'd occasionally fall back into 2-foot turns and other things that I could do along the barrier. Luckily, every now and then some space would open up, and I'd work on my still very shaky outside edges. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 23 on ice as an adult beginner, and day 50 million of wishing I had a coach. Just like day 20, today was another discouraging day. I was getting really bummed about the up and down hills, and maybe that's just me blaming everything except myself, but I feel like they're the source of my fear. I'd have to fight on the uphills, but on the downhills I wouldn't have control because it was too fast. 2-foot turns are getting better every day, I think, but still only one way. My counterclockwise turns are a lot better than my clockwise ones, which is funny because I like to spin clockwise. Anyway, new skill alert, I started trying half swizzle pumps on a circle. Speaking of circles, I once again worked my edges on the circle. It's such a simple exercise, but so important, because edges. Also, I want to be an edge master who can draw cool figures in the ice. Inside edge looks pretty good, but the outside edge, still struggling. Ending off with 2-foot spins, because I tried to do that trend again. If you watch day 15, you'll know what I'm talking about. And of course, that went splendidly. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 27 on ice as an adult beginner. Y'all can just watch me skate while I explain a few things. First off, today was another Saturday, so mobs of people and very bad ice. These problems were only compounded by the fact that it was the second to last day that Maggie would be open, and it was warmer, so not only was the ice all scratched up, but it was also soft and wet. Day 24, I didn't really film much. Day 25 was the same story with sucky ice. But day 26 was interesting, and I do regret not filming. My friend booked herself a morning evaluation at a figure skating rink like an hour away, and I tagged along, so that was our first time at an indoor proper rink. But I had imposter syndrome the whole time and didn't have the courage to record, even though it was a studio rink and there were only like 5 of us on it. But yeah, today was our last day at Maggie Daily, so from now on, we're going to a real rink. Bye! Hey guys, it's day 28 as an adult beginner. I've reached 35 hours, and it's day 1 at an indoor rink, finally. I kid you not, I have never enjoyed skating as much as I did this day. The rink was flat, it was huge, and it was just me and my friend for most of the time. I was actually a little mad at my lack of skill because I just had the urge to full send it down the rink. Forwards, backwards, jump, slide. Today I started to think that my skates needed to be sharpened. It really is one of those things you just know. It's a hockey rink though, so I didn't trust them at first. But then I read online that they do sharpen figure skates, so on day 29 we went, but their figure skate tech was in a meeting, so I skated around for a bit on my blades, which were hanging on for dear life. Surprisingly, having dull blades actually made some skills easier. My 2-foot turns were buttery, and I even think I was holding deeper edges when they weren't sliding out. I don't know what radius my fitter did originally, but I read that 1/2 was the norm, so I thought I should go shallower and ask for 5/8. I got off the ice on 2 separate occasions, but they still couldn't track this person down until the very end of the session. So until day 30 to see what it feels like. Bye! Hey guys, it's officially 1 month on ice and I hit nearly 40 hours today because our session was over 3 hours long. It was amazing, but I struggled a bit because of my sharpening. I asked for a 5/8 radius thinking I was going shallower, but when I stepped on the ice, my edges felt extremely grippy and I felt like my rocker had disappeared. So either the sharpening went wrong or my fitter didn't sharpen it to 1/2 like I assumed. Or maybe it's because I'm more skilled than I was, or I just got used to the dull blades. I don't know, but spinning felt super off. I will say holding an edge was much easier with the sharpness. It was exciting to finally have a real circle to practice on, but let me tell you, those circles are a lot bigger than I thought. I put serious emphasis on forward stroking, determined to get the proper form and flow, but for some reason, it's just so exhausting. Like I'll do maybe 3 strokes with okay form and then it all just starts going down the drain. Oh, and one more thing, 3 turns. I think I tried a few on day 29, but I gave them a shot today as well, and like most things, I didn't understand the technique and just blindly went for it. But then I got this really good looking one and shocked myself. Also, I tried to put my arms up on some spins, but of course I didn't know what I was doing and it looked ugly. Bye!